It started as a silly idea on a long drive home. The kind of joke people make when they think nothing serious can come from it. My friends laughed as we convinced my husband to get out of the car near a small roadside shop, telling him we'd loop back in a minute. Instead, we drove miles away, laughing harder with every passing minute, treating his confusion like entertainment. At first, my phone buzzed non-stop with his calls. I ignored them, telling myself it was harmless fun. The laughter inside the car drowned out any small voice of guilt trying to speak up. I even joked that he deserved it for being too trusting. When we finally stopped, the mood changed. The laughter faded, replaced by an uneasy silence. I checked my phone and saw dozens of missed calls and messages, his words shifting from confusion to worry. Still, I brushed it off and said he'd figure it out. What I didn't say was that there was another reason I didn't rush back. There was someone else in the car whose presence made me feel alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. The joke wasn't just about laughter anymore, it had become an excuse. Hours passed before my husband found his way home, using borrowed money and directions from strangers. By the time he walked through the door, exhausted and dusty, the house felt colder than usual. No one laughed. No one smiled. He looked at me differently, like he was seeing a stranger. I tried to joke, to explain it away, but my words fell flat. His silence was louder than any argument we'd ever had. That night, he didn't ask questions. He didn't accuse me. He simply slept on the couch, turned away from me, creating a distance I couldn't cross. The joke had ended, but the consequences were just beginning. Over the next few days, his behavior changed. He became quiet, observant, as if he were piecing together a puzzle. I could feel his eyes on me whenever my phone lit up. Whenever I stepped out to take a call, guilt settled into my chest like a heavy stone. The thrill I'd felt before turned sour. I realized that leaving him stranded wasn't the worst thing I'd done. It was only the surface of a much deeper betrayal. One evening, he finally spoke. He asked where I had really been that day and why I seemed so distant lately. I tried to lie, but my voice shook and my eyes betrayed me. The truth spilled out in broken sentences. I admitted to the emotional affair, the secret conversations, the way I'd used the joke as a distraction. With every word, his face hardened, not with anger, but with disappointment. He said that being left far from home wasn't what hurt the most. What broke him was realizing I'd already left the marriage long before that day. His calmness made the pain worse. Days turned into weeks, and our home became a place of quiet tension. We spoke only when necessary, avoiding topics that might reopen wounds. Trust, once broken, didn't come back easily. I tried to fix things, to show remorse, to cut ties with the other man. But apologies felt small compared to the damage I had done. Some mistakes couldn't be undone with words. One night, he told me he needed space. Not because he hated me, but because staying hurt too much. Watching him pack a bag felt like punishment I fully deserved. After he left, the house echoed with memories. I replayed that day over and over, wishing I'd answered his calls, wishing I'd chosen differently. The joke that once made us laugh had destroyed everything we'd built. When he eventually returned weeks later to collect more of his things, he was calmer, stronger. He said he had learned something important about himself, that he deserved respect and honesty. As he walked out the door, I understood the real cost of my actions. The joke was over the moment trust was broken, and no amount of regret could bring back what we lost. I was left alone with the truth. Some laughs aren't harmless, and some jokes end marriages.